The TRX enters 2022 with a new ignition edition, which is one of 875 examples. Today, Furman Ram of Wesley Chapel has given us the 2022 Ram 1500 TRX Crew Cab in your granite crystal metallic. The power is going to be a carryover, but at the end of the day, Hellcat powered. How much more do you need? Over 700 horsepower. With that ignition edition, it will have some orange paint and you'll have some graphics, which we have the graphics. In the interior, you'll also receive that orange. You'll get blacked wheels, street legal performance, everyday use pickup truck, but hardcore styling that can conquer every single thing. The best thing about the TRX, or my favorite thing I should say, is this was engineered to do it all. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rods, and we're gonna go over all the specs and details starting now. The new Ram 1500 TRX is going to be a lot bigger than your standard Ram, 8 inches wider that is, and it can ford through 35 inches of water with clearance nearly 12 inches. LED adaptive headlamps is going to be set with this, which is awesome because you're getting luxury, performance. You could go off-roading without any issues. TRX graphics on that performance hood. It's all functional for the air intake and that hood scoop with the massive air box that consumes up to 32.9 liters of air per minute, filtering 4 times as much dirt and debris as the Ford Raptor with 5 skid plates to take you anywhere that you need. A height of 80.9 inches. The width, 88 inches. That's why we got those amber lights. The bore through for the Ram, so it can just feed that 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi, which you need as much air as you can get into there. Going on to the lower, you're gonna get the grille design with your 2 tow hooks, LED fog lamps, your front parking sensors, twin scrolled supercharge that's going to help achieve that crazy torque and boost that pressure up to 11 PSI. We have a wide body kit and it's functional with 7 strategic airflow points that's better for your cooling and your aerodynamics. Got the matte black that's gonna surround these 18-inch 5 double spoke alloy wheels. The disc rating behind it at 14.9 inches. In the rear, 14.8 inches of disc rating. A beefier suspension to help achieve 13 to 14 inches of travel. Bilston shock absorbers, and these are only for the TRX, the Black Hawk shock absorber system, a length at over 200 inches with a wheelbase at 145.1 inches. So this is going to be a longer vehicle, but it's going to pack the performance. This thing weighs over 5,000 pounds, and yet you get a 0 to 60 in insane times. And when you compare this to the Ford Raptor, this one just has a little bit more of a muscle look, and it's a muscle look that's in use, not something that's just for an aesthetics. Not saying that the Ford Raptor doesn't have things that are not usable. It's just this car was 100% engineered, not just with the engine, but all around it. Ambient lighting that's going to be on the rear fenders, the TRX graphic, LED tail lamp, 5-inch dual exhaust outlets. This is a high performance setup. You got the black tips, towing up to 8,100 pounds. Now, this is going to be less than the Ford Raptor. However, the setup that you have here is going to be a lot more aggressive, and this is a V8. We're not doing any twin turbos here. We're doing a supercharged, freaking crazy torque and power. I do like that we got the spare tire tucked underneath here. Everything's cleaned up. You got a 360-degree reverse camera, reverse parking sensors, going inside with a soft to open. The cargo length at 67.4 inches, a width of 66.4 inches. Between the wheel well housing at 51 inches, a height of 21.4 inches, giving us 53.9 cubic feet of storage. You have your LED bed lamps and you got your spray-on bed liner. But you know, again, this is a Hemi SRT is underneath that. Let's start it up and hear that exhaust note. new Ram TRX is engineered to outperform every single thing, and they do that backing the performance with a 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi SRT V8, producing 702 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Ram says it achieves a 0 to 60 at 4.5 seconds. Most reviewers are saying it's in the 3 seconds. Either way, just like it shows underneath the hood, it's eating the Raptor alive. A quarter mile under 11 seconds, which the Raptor gets nearly 15 seconds. Stopping 70 to 0 is almost 200 feet. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2022 Ram TRX as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Ram TRX without running boards is not something I'd recommend. However, 40.9 inches of headroom, 40.9 inches of legroom. This is a leather bucket front seats, 12-way power adjustments. They're heated, they're ventilated, contrast stitching. You got the gray inserts, TRX badging on the passenger side with dual glove box, which gives more storage, soft leather with contrast stitching. On the dashboard with the suede inserts, Harman Kardon upgraded Ram badging, and a 12-volt with a storage pocket heads-up display. You also have your digital rear view mirror, which is a pretty cool thing, just where it's located, which you'll see in the drive. It's at the back of the back seats, so it doesn't go all the way to the bed. It gives you a little bit more closeness, so vehicles look like they're closer than they are. That's the only disadvantage I would say. Otherwise, everything about the interior of the Ram is the most luxurious you can get. A 12-inch vertical infotainment with navigation. We have the pinch. We have the swipe. This has your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Amazon Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, 4G LTE. You also have your performance page. That'll go with your timer, your gauges, your dyno, your G-force, vehicle dynamics. And if you need more performance behind it, click into your vehicles and go into your drive modes. Here you can alter it however you want to make it more sporty or more athletic to go on like a Baja. Go back into your vehicle and go to your race options. Here you can do your launch control. You can set it all the way up to 3,500 RPM. You can change the shift patterns in the vehicle, and you got your race cool down, which is something you would want with this type of an engine. I do like that we have the carbon fiber inserts. This is an upgrade with that stitch work, and you got the gloss black that's going to surround all of your air vents. Your TRX button here will take you right to that performance dashboard. Your camera system is great with trajectory. I do wish it was the full screen. However, you do have the front camera as well, so it does help for trails. You can also change different camera functionality, so you got the full 360-degree camera, and I mean, look at this. You have so many different ways of changing this. It is insane. You don't have to worry. Your launch control, dual climate control settings in the front, 4 USB ports, wireless charging, a storage, another storage, cup holders, a 16.9 ounce water bottle. I'd say a 20 ounce carbon fiber there. Open up inside here, it's a 2-tier. The first tier has a USB and some storage. The second is more deep with the home plug, and you got the T-Rex eating the Raptor, and you got some formulas here. If you're taking this on the workload, you can put some change and whatnot. So you have all of the capabilities, and that's what this car is, a capable American muscle car. Door panel, soft materials, you get the contrast stitching, suede, carbon fiber, glossed out chrome, one touch up and down, dual pane windows in the front. The first storage tier, the lower tier, you could probably fit almost a case of 16.9 ounce water bottles. So you have it taken care of. And you got some more storage on both sides in the center. Elbows nice and soft. Leather wrap steering wheel with the perforated on the side, suede on the top. You get the carbon fiber, you get the cross stitch, multi-function, aluminum paddle shifters, the gauge cluster, an array of information yet again, vehicle settings and whatnot. But the best is you got your off-roading page, you got your performance page, you have your driver assistance, you have every single thing that you need that's in the infotainment here, so you don't have to take your eyes off the gauge cluster at all. You can literally just drive and enjoy. You can also download all of your performance on an SD card, put it into your computer so you can really get your analytics to see how good you are on the track, if you take it on the track or even off-roading. Let's see how I look in the back. For the back seats, I'm at 39.8 inches of headroom, 45.2 inches of legroom. I'm miles away from the back seat in the position that I'd be sitting. You got storage behind both of the front seats. You have more than enough charging ports. ventilated, heated rear seats. You got your air vents on the side. You got your home plug, flat floor, storage underneath here that, I mean, you could put all your goodies that you need. It's just an immense amount of storage. The fact that the floor is flat and they give you a little tray too, so if you need to put any bottles or anything that's going to roll around, you can put that. It's great. Open up inside here, a little storage tray. You get the suede leather inserts, cup holders, a 16.9 ounce water bottle fits without any issues, and you got two more in the front. Door panel, soft materials throughout. You got the contrast stitching with the suede and the carbon fiber smoked chrome, one touch up and down. And then you got your first storage tier that you can fit larger cell phones. In the bottom, almost like a case of 16.9 ounce water bottles. Harman Kardon comes into the rear so you can hear it everywhere. The panoramic moon roof is huge. It almost comes all the way to the back of my head. It's not really too far off, and it is wide. So windows is great, especially if you're going to be doing any Baja. I mean, you're going to really enjoy it, and you don't move a lot either. Now, the seats are more leveled out. There's nothing to kind of cushion you whenever you go, but the thing is, you do sit at a good position. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, headroom, not too much of an issue. Legroom, the same thing. I mean, you're not blocking anything. You have your own room, feet, shoulder, butt, it's not an issue. This is a wide vehicle. Fitting 3 adults my dimensions, you could probably go up a couple inches as well, and you would still have sufficient headroom. So, I mean, it's great. Even if you wanted to go for a long journey, you could do so because the seats are very comfortable, even in the center. It's so wide, I can literally cross my legs, and if I need to get out, it's an adjustable headrest in the front. So I'm not going to bother anybody except for the driver, which would be me. I might be a little irritated, but we don't have any running boards, so it'd make it easier for me to get out. Taking the 2022 Ram 1500 TRX out for our test run, 702 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60s are getting insane speeds. Ram is saying 4.5 seconds. Reviewers are saying in the 3 seconds. It doesn't matter because when we compare this to the Raptor, it eats it alive, just like it illustrates underneath the hood and in the glove box. So this car is just insane. Dual pane windows, so it's quiet otherwise. You sit up high enough. It's just a delight to see these type of vehicles still in existence, and we're gonna try to get it as straight as possible so that way you can see the performance behind it. It's a little wet, so we're gonna have to be a little cautious, but here we go. It is lovely. It's just amazing. These cars are such a delight to drive. And I like the Raptor too, don't get me wrong. It's just, this is V8 power at its best, a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 Hemi. Obviously the gas consumption's not there, but you don't buy this vehicle for that. You buy for the raw performance and the engineering that the vehicle can do. As for the length, this thing is almost 240, or a little bit over 240 inches. So it's a long vehicle. You don't have the blind spot monitoring in the one we have. We have the mirrors that adjust. So you do need to be a little bit cautious. However, everything is so wide and open, so all the windows, you can see everything, and you got the digital rear view mirror too, so it does help. Turn radius at more or less a stop point is going to be getting about 2, I would say nearly 3 lanes, so don't expect it to get much less. Here we go. Such a nice exhaust note. I mean, it's intoxicating. You see everything in front of you. I like that. The hood, that performance hood really just screams, and I know where the front bumpers are. Dynamics, it's not necessarily meant for cornering, so it's gonna be a little bit boaty, as you can see. But for the most part, I mean, you have full luxury inside this cabin. Now, there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. 3 things that I like about it. I mean, I say it on every truck review. It's hard to compete with the luxury and the charging ports and the storage and all the things that they make better in the interior. Ram just takes care of you. You don't have to change anything. On the exterior, they actually engineered every single thing to be very strategic for the aerodynamics, to get the car breathing better, and to do all performance. I know it sounds like a lot of things, I'm gonna wrap it up as one. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is how they throw those Easter eggs, how the T-Rex is eating the Raptor. They have it underneath the hood, they got it inside here in the glove box. I mean, that is just, It's playful, and that's really the type of vehicle you have, a very playful vehicle at the end of the day. The last thing that I like is the comfort. This particular car is going to be the most comfort in class. Now the Ford will be the quietest in class, but you know, when you get 702 horsepower underneath the hood, the quietness is going to go out the door at the end of the day. Here we go. Three things that I dislike about the vehicle. It's not meant to be driven, unfortunately. The gas consumption, you're gonna be driving it like this, you're not gonna be getting the 10 to 14 miles per gallon. Probably gonna be getting like 5 or 7. And it's gonna be hard to get 300 miles of range, which means you're gonna be stopping quite a bit. I get it, the performance, and it's a huge engine, 6.2 liter supercharged V8. It's just, I mean, you gotta take your pros and cons. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is they don't come standard with running boards. This car sits up higher. It's also wider than a standard Ram. The last thing that I dislike has to go with the tow. I would have liked to really see 10,000 pounds because of the power behind this vehicle. But I mean, it's hard really to find or nitpick things about the TRX because they did such a great job with the luxury in the cabin, with the drive quality. You sit up high, the seats are very comfy, heated, ventilated seats. Yes, you're gonna have to pay some premiums for some of these features in which we have, but you're not really gonna be concerned about 1,000 here, 1,000 there, nickel and diming, because you're already at near 80,000 or a little bit over 80,000 MSRP. So I would say, just go ahead and get it, get the carbon fiber package, get some of these things because it just really makes it a little bit more unique. I personally like the TRX a little bit better than the Raptor, even though the Raptor has some capabilities that's better than the TRX. But ultimately, this was engineered to do every single thing. This is raw performance. It's not gonna be around for long, and it's definitely something that's special. I'd like to thank Furman Ram of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2022 Ram 1500 TRX for a car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click this next video, the subscribe button, check out the details, merchandise, websites, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.